Hello friends, I'm Zubair from Dattabot. I am leading Dattabot Dojo, which is the training and development business of Dattabot. Welcome to the third module of Data Science and Technology course of Pintaria. Today, I will let you know how Dattabot handles data to create meaningful insights, how we explore the challenges, what is our methodology, and I will introduce you to our data platform. And finally, we will look into a use case which we have successfully implemented in the media vertical. So let's go ahead. The challenges of big data in modern world are many. The first is that there is lots of data in different formats. There's heterogeneous data. It's very time consuming to prepare that data for analysis. And it requires experts to actually handle that and to analyze insights from that. So here we see that there is data which we perform different analysis, which is descriptive, which lets you know what happened. There is a diagnostic, which lets you know why did it happen. Then the predictive one, which says what will happen. Finally is the prescriptive one. If what happens, what should we do to solve it or to encounter it and to prevent it from happening again. So what is happening is that right now we still doing 80% of the job is still done by humans. So what we're trying to do is that take the human element out of the picture and let the machines do it, so we get the results much more faster. So I will let you know an analogy of how to actually prepare your data as a chef. So understand is that different source of data, example, so these data could be from different sets, and here you see the analogy of the food source from different sources like forest, there is a sea, and then there is a farmland. Then what we do is these food from different sources is actually cleansed so it can be prepared. Similarly, in terms of the data, the technical team actually do the dirty work to actually make the data preparation. Then we need to understand that where are we going to store the information or the food what we have. Here you see that we can refrigerate it, and we can store it by traditional methods, or we can actually display it for future use. Then finally, the business people actually create insights. What are you going to do with that kind of data, or with example in this case, what kind of food? You can prepare different dishes with that different kind of food sources what you have. And finally, there is the end users who will actually consume the data or consume the insights. So this is how the whole analogy of data for analytics works. Next, let us see how the methodology works. Is that right now at Dattabot, we have collected data from different sources. We do document digitalization. We do online crawling to get the data from legal sources. We have partnered with a company called Planet to get the data from nanosatellites. And then we have sensors deployed to actually capture the data from machines, the data from the field. And finally, we have mobile apps crowdsourcing, which we get for the data. So this data is finally what we get the result is that we have one of the largest database of Indonesian data. So what do we do with this is that we do automatic cleansing, and this automatic cleansing can finally give you better, highly connected and meaningful data which can be readily used for analytics. In this slide, you see that we have two different data sets. One data set gives information of John Smith with his address and what are the things of interest, like he visits a Mango 6 brand and what kind of brand he is interested with. So what happens is you actually get a profile of John Smith, which will be much more beneficial for you to understand what is the whole picture of this data set. Finally, we do this demographic data, geographic, social economic history, or the details what we capture. And then for the next level, we understand what is the behavior, what is the social network and influence of that particular person, what are the interests, what is the lifestyle, and what are the character, beliefs, etc. Finally, we go to the next level, we understand what is the intent, what is the mood, so that we have a very targeted profiling for this particular entity. So let me introduce you to the data intelligence platform. The platform is basically driven by artificial intelligence. the different data sources what we collect. The data is collected from different sources. So finally, we make all this data to be connected and then provide contextual recommendations for us to help different industries. So how the platform works is that we collect the data and then we profile and discover the data, and finally we provide those recommendations. So finally, the more profits and the more business for you. So this is our product called Sparse, and then it's very important that for a client or for a user to have efficient search and recommendation. So the benefits of a very targeted and efficient search and recommendation is that it increases your revenue and conversion rates. It increases the usage of your product or the site, what you're trying to say, and it decreases the bounce rate. We have understand that 35% of Amazon sales is actually through better search and recommendation engine. So the problem with search recommendation engine is here you see is that once we type a keyword, you do not get the exact result what we want. So we have an axiom here and we get different results here. And other time it is most of the online platforms, the result is out of context. You type something, you get something else. You see that this particular customer is looking for hijab, but the contextual recommendation is for monitors and screens, which is completely irrelevant here. So what we try to do is that we try to help companies to make their engine and recommendation much more better. So here's the solution of Sparse. So what we do is that we have an online console. We do integration, customization, and analytics on top of it. This console will help you to do autocomplete, autocorrection, and then recommendation, personalization, etc. And finally, what we do is that there's a machine learning which will connect all the different aspects of customer interaction to understand what is the visitor's behavior, what are the items which he or she is interested with, what are the social activities, and what is the context info. So we incorporate all this into our machine learning to make it much more efficient and faster. Finally, what we have to do is that we actually create a better experience, user experience, and a very personalized experience which will help the customer and increase the return of investment. And thank you so much for allowing me to present this, and I hope this is helpful for you all. Thank you and have a great day.